Hello, fabulous superstar Aries. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2018, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is. Well, part of what makes it so amazing is the fact that we are beginning it in eclipse season. We have a rare series of 3 eclipses, 2 of which took place last month. And the final one will take place, at least as part of this series, will take place right around the 11th of the month, give or take a day on either side, depending on where you are on the planet. And what that means is for the first third of the month, we are in eclipse season. It's that much easier to recognize the spiritual lessons playing out in your life. And it's that much easier not to get caught up in the more mundane, more illusionary elements of our lives. Everything that is happening is ultimately there to help us to grow spiritually. And especially when it comes to eclipses, because they involve a deeper intent of the soul, they help us align with that intention, that deeper, more profound, more meaningful intention that our soul set for this lifetime. So they can be very karmic indeed. And when it is a solar eclipse like we are going to have now, well, it tends to represent new beginnings. And sometimes they seem to come out of nowhere. So what is happening with this eclipse that is taking place this month? As it finishes off eclipse season, it will do so while this eclipse is hand in hand with Mercury. Now, Mercury is retrograde at this time and will go direct a little bit after the eclipse takes place. And the fact that this eclipse is essentially activating this Mercury retrograde season that we are in as we start this month as well, well, it tells me that what it is that is transpiring isn't just isolated to a particular moment, but rather is going to be a part of an ongoing consideration that's been with us since last month. This eclipse, hand in hand with Mercury, but also speaking with Jupiter. And it is that Jupiter connection that does represent some sense of maybe some over-optimism, but maybe also having to look at some of our own fears. Now for you, this eclipse is happening in a part of the sky that has to do with a few different things. So one of the things it has to do with is the heart, like your flirtation and your romance. And I'll talk about love a little bit later because there's other love-related stuff happening as well. This part of the sky can also speak to what it is that you truly want in many areas of life and where it is that you're willing to take a risk, where it is that you are willing to take a gamble. This has to do with creativity and our creations, including our children. So there's a couple of ways I see this playing out. Normally, when we have an eclipse in this part of the sky, I would say play the lottery, right? Like it wouldn't be a bad idea. However, I just advise you to be a little bit mindful with this energy because of the way that Jupiter is speaking to this eclipse. It does suggest that we may be seeing things more optimistically than they necessarily may deserve to be seen. And because Mercury is retrograde as well, it's almost as if we are missing out on certain key details that need to be seen. And so wherever it is that you are trying something again, not necessarily, just buying a lottery ticket or something like that, but where it is that you are asking yourself to trust yourself, to take some type of bet on what your intuition is telling you, to take a chance. Well, if it is that you've been trying this thing again and again, if it is a repeated effort, and if it is that in the process you have been encouraged to look at yourself and to heal your own fears around where it is that you're hoping to make progress, well, that's where this energy can work that much more to your advantage, especially where it comes to taking a bet on your creativity and on your creative energy. So if you use your creativity to your advantage of any kind, and this can be a time when you are considering bigger ways to actually share what you do and to tap into a sense of worthiness within yourself to share in bigger ways than you have before. This can represent a time when an opportunity comes back around to in some way share what it is that you are doing. The other part of this, as I said, children and your children that you have, the children that you want, can be part of this energy as well. And so it just looks like there are conversations, continued conversations, but really a moment of awareness. And there's a lot of reason for hope here as well. And so if it is that there's an ongoing matter that's come up in regards to a child, especially late last month and throughout July really, then this is where you get further insight and you feel like you know what it is that you can do to actually help your child begin again in a key way and feel that sense of a brave and wonderful future for them. If it is children that you are wanting, then this can be a time of some key conversations along the lines of moving you in that direction towards that dream. Now, as we move towards the later part of the month, we will have, first of all, after the eclipse season is over, and at the end of the month, we are going to have a full moon. Now, this full moon will be taking place in the sign just before yours, and it's really very harmonious, okay? So when you consider the eclipse late last month, we had a lunar eclipse late last month that just really seemed like friends were surprising you and kind of making you feel less stable than you would like. And then we have the eclipse early this month where it feels a little bit like you know what you want in your heart of hearts, and you're having the conversations and you're having the insight, but you're having to summon a sense of willingness and a sense of clarity that you deserve this, that you can believe in yourself. As we get past the eclipse, the energy shifts considerably. Right around the full moon late in the month, we are also going to have your ruling planet go direct. So this is a big deal where it starts to feel like you know yourself that much more clearly and you know where it is that you're ready to take action. Given that this full moon is happening in the sign just before yours, and it is speaking in harmony with Uranus and with Saturn, it does suggest that there's a lot going on within your spirit, but what is going on in your spirit is helping you to feel more grounded and more clear. It is a light bulb moment, if you will, that reaches very deep into your soul. And so this may very well show up for you like in your dream space. This could very well be all of a sudden realizing where it is and how it is that you've been doing something that isn't working for you anymore and you want to do things differently. And this is also about getting clear on an inner level, the inner work that allows you to then take outer action that is much more filled with intention and filled with purpose. Make no mistake, when I look at these two factors playing out together, it's almost as if you are going to feel like something within you has returned, some sense of self and some sense of direction that should be absolutely empowering. Now, I promised to talk to you about love. Of course, that eclipse that's happening in the first part of the month can be really nice for flirtation if you're open to meeting someone new. It can be nice for romance as well. I am seeing this energy play out more in terms of like mind level connections, like online connections can be part of this as well. But remember, because of the way that Jupiter is speaking with that eclipse, it does suggest that part of what is transpiring for you is ultimately meant to help you to address any of your own fears that may be there. But here's the amazing thing that's happening right around the eclipse as well. We are going to have Venus move into your opposite sign right to the end of the month and actually just dip into next month as well. And so when I look at this, like the last 3 weeks of this month are essentially with Venus in your opposite sign, that tends to be really nice for love. If you are open to meeting someone new, that can be a beautiful energy for attracting someone into your life where there is real long-term potential. And if it is that you are in an established bond, it can feel just that much more sweeter and nicer with this person that you love. What I'm really excited about, though, when I look at the sky overall, the Venus, I look at the eclipse, it does suggest that love is going to provide you with some interesting lessons, certainly, and some lessons that ultimately will help you to be more clear as to what it is that you really want in terms of love, in terms of romance, but also in terms of partnership as well. In fact, an awakening that says that you deserve to have the love that you desire may very well be there. Mercury, of course, is going to be in retrograde season throughout this month. And so just keep in mind, this can sometimes bring back people from the past. They can pop up out of nowhere, especially watch what's happening around the eclipse, you know, whether you're with somebody or not. It could be really interesting to just have a moment with someone that, you know, you were getting to know or you were dating way back in the day. The other part of this as well is if it is that you meet someone new, because of that Mercury retrograde, especially around the eclipse, chances are it may work out a little bit different than you're anticipating. It may look one way in the early part of the month and then look different as we get to the late part of the month. And that really is okay. Ultimately, what it is that this is telling me is that there is a need to pace yourself where it comes to meeting new people, and to understand that ultimately it is attraction that is going to be a major space of your personal clarity now. And that is part of what I love about this month for you. I do love how it is your heart that leads the way now and helps you to understand who you are more clearly. It's like a light bulb goes off in your mind, but more importantly in your heart, illuminating you with a sense and a faith that you can feel good about who you are, and you can believe in yourself and allow that faith to guide you forward towards living a life more filled with love and more filled with heart. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you would like a video like this every week, log on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded exclusive video scopes each and every week, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.